Thank you so much for coming today. Please take a seat.
Thank you. My pleasure. Actually, my project of Iwa here in Japan is my third chapter in life.
Yeah.
I believe that life can come, you know, in slices, in a way, in waves, and one in medicine and a long one in winemaking, and now possibly more than sake alone, I would say Japan.
Okay.
Voilà. Full on, and there must be a common thread across the three, you know, about the love, in a way, you know, caring, empathy, you know, giving, generosity, embracing, sharing with the world. Yeah, I think it's the common thread, it's a strong one. And clearly the motivation to move to Japan on such an extraordinary project of Iwa is all about, I would say, out of love.
Okay.
I keep telling everybody here in Japan that I'm giving myself to Japan.
Yeah.
Without over-rationalizing, I think there was an element about creativity. I define myself in all humility, but more of a creative guy, you know, and that winemaking can give about as much as it can, you know, meaning there are so many constraints of the origin, the terroir, which is so finite of a concept. All related to terroir are the appellation, the appellation system, the food regulations, the seasonal vintage variations, the global warming. All in all, it's about as many constraints, and too many constraints to my liking. So I needed really to venture into new territories. At the same time, you know, with a correspondence.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that there are universal principles, you know, above, and there is something above, you know, as a bridge, sort of a bridge between wine and sake. Okay. And but you know, interestingly enough, not to say surprisingly enough, the world of sake is way allows, you know, way more latitude, freedom, say creativity. Yeah. There are so many options, possibly way more options than in winemaking. Mm-hmm. You can combine the combination of all these options is infinite in a way. Okay. So creativity is immense. I suspect that many people here in Japan are not necessarily making full use, you know, of that freedom, that latitude. It's there. It's at disposal, and it's just a matter of grabbing it. Yeah, it has been my major motivation, but again, the prime motivation is love. I've been knowing Japan since early 90s, building so many ties with so many people, friendship, affinities. Yeah. And so it's definitely, you know, the prime thing. You know, sake being really so much DNA of Japan. Yeah. Everything in that liquor, somewhat translucent, you know, liquid, you know, is full loaded of anything of Japan. So this is the major challenge.
Yeah. So along those lines of being purely Japanese, when we visited the brewery in Toyama, we were told that there's a lot of winemaking techniques being integrated into your sake process. What has been the reaction of the Japanese sake community to that?
I think the overall reaction has been good. I'm sure there have been some few grumpy guys in the industry, not, thinking that Richard should have minded his business and kept making Dom Pérignon. But the overall reception has been very good. Understanding that being very discerning in utilizing some of the winemaking techniques, we could only make sake higher, more essential, more anything. It's not about the techniques in themselves. It's really about the purpose of, magnifying something of sake. So I never use anything of wine for the sake of being from wine. The industry of sake is 1,200 years. It precedes the wine thing, by centuries, by ages, so sake doesn't have to steal or to mimic anything from wine. Yeah. If there is anything, it would be the contrary, wine drawing something from sake.
How you try to portray Iwa? So like, what are you thinking? What would you like people to feel when they're drinking Iwa, whether they're a sake novice or a sake purist?
It's again about that balancing act. I want to address the sake purist. But at the same time, I want to recruit really way outside that first circle. I suspect that that second circle is really a circle of wine drinkers, but the sake purists and the wine drinker circle, in the end, should be able to influence non-wine or non-sake drinkers just as well. It's always the way it works out, So my pride at the moment is that it can go way outside the cuisines of Japan. It's paramount critical, say, to be, pairing, dialoguing so easily, with all cuisines of Japan, them all, from the humblest to the fanciest or kaiseki, whatever, anything. The full span. Broad span of the cuisine of Japan, and yet outside just as well. Actually, as we speak, the world some people say they prefer one assemblage to the other. I'm okay. Sometimes people don't dare to tell me they prefer one to the other. I've been making them different, so I'm ready to accept people prefer one or the other. But when I'm certain of is that you can run a vertical tasting of the 4 and soon the 5. Yeah. And like you do in wine, and to see the many facets, and possibly the summation of all these elements together start giving you the full picture of Iwa. One alone doesn't give it all to you. Yeah. I clearly wanted to bring more excitement on sake, and coming up with a new sake, a different enough sake every year is part of the excitement. Yeah. Because there is anticipation, there is discovery, there is surprise, there is comparison, there is preference. As long as people are getting into that game of preference, say, I'm the winner. Yeah. I'm the winner. Yeah. Iwa is the winner. Yeah. I've been a wine guy for so long, nothing negative on wine, but still, wine pairing, when satisfying, is invariably the wine dominating the food. Iwa and other sakes, to be honest, it's not really reserved to Iwa. Let's say Iwa is able to position itself right at the level of the food. Not above, not under, not overpowering, not overpowered. Sensibly at the right level, at the same level as the one of the food, which makes a totally different pairing. Because it means that the sake is sort of an expansion out from the food with way more respect to the food.
Yeah, I really enjoyed speaking with you today.
Yes, so did I. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.